Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Hypixel Skyblock Hardmode series. And today's episode should be a very exciting one. I have a ton of stuff planned, so make sure you stay tuned to the very end to see all that stuff. But really quickly before I get into it, just once again want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's been subscribing. We just hit 75,000 subscribers, so we are 3/4 of the way to the big 100K. So if you're enjoying this series and want to keep up to date with it, make sure you drop a subscribe on the channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. Anyways though guys, the big thing that I want to begin off with here today, which you probably have already been spoiled on from the title and or thumbnail, is in this chest right here. I have saved up 50 enchanted grilled pork, which, as you guys probably already know, is more than enough for the pigment sword. So yes, after 3 weeks of me leaving my computer on every single night to sit in this AFK pool and get those pigments up there to go faster, I can afford a pigment sword. But if you guys remember from last episode, the pigment sword has been hit pretty hard by a nerf that was rolled out with floor 4, so it's not as great as it once was, but I mean, I guess today we'll be finding out once and for all just how good this thing really still is. But yeah, here we go, and boom, the pigment sword has been crafted, and that's kind of a nice celebration to go along with it. I just hit carpentry 26. But yeah, holy crap, guys. Honestly, feels kind of weird to have a pigment sword after all this time. I just never expected the AFKing process to take that long, but it did, and here we are today. But before we go ahead and test out the pigment sword to find out if the grind was worth it over those 3 weeks of AFKing, some really exciting stuff happened off episode that I want to show you guys. So the first thing was, if I head to my ender chest here and hover over this item right here, you will see I finally pulled my first spirit wing from floor 4 dungeons. It took a super long time. I believe I got it on like run 33 or 34, and prior to that I had not gotten a single drop that I even wanted, so it felt pretty good to finally get something that I was interested in having. And for the skeptics out there who are gonna be like, Ragetrain, how do we know you didn't buy that on auction house or bazaar? I will show you the clip of me getting the spirit wing right now.
Yeah, but you don't need bone.
Jesus, dude, finally get lucky. But the bone for 500k, that is worth, right? These are like 2 million AH.
Oh yeah, 2.5 mil. I think.
Yeah, that'd be like a super good chest. But I have got to go for the spirit wing. Oh, if I had 300,000 more, dude, I could buy the spirit bone and the spirit wing. All right. Spirit wing though. Let's go. First one, dude. 2 more to go. So yeah, that was the clip right there. I wish I had been carrying just an extra 500,000 coins on me so I could have afforded to buy that spirit bone as well. I don't plan on getting a bone ring anytime soon, but you know, if I ever did want one, it would be nice just to have the spirit bone, and 500,000 coins isn't really that much, so I definitely would have bought it if I had the money. But in addition to getting that spirit wing, something even crazier happened during a live stream I did about 2 to 3 days ago. So basically, to set up the story here a little bit, I just decided to randomly grind some Svens for a little bit because there were some people in the stream who were tired of just seeing dungeons on every single Hypixel Skyblock channel. So I said, hey, you know what? We'll hop into Slayers for a little bit just to appease people before doing some dungeon runs. And like literally 5 minutes into that process, this happened. Either go to Twitch, Ragetrain _ and follow me there. Hey, Bog. Free advertisement for the Twitch. Or, no way! We just got a hound pet! Are you kidding me? What the heck? Dude, what is my luck with these spirit wolves? What the heck? Dude, we're like 2 minutes in. Why am I so lucky? I'm not... Dude, I've literally done like nothing here. I've literally done nothing here. Bro, what? Yeah, I'm recording, Zach. Dude, that is so stupid. How many hours did we even do last time? Like, we did like an hour and a half. I've gotten the epic foraging XP boost and a hound pet now. That's actually insane. So yes, we got a hound pet, which is just completely mind-boggling. I believe it's like a 1 in 12,000 drop or something, so just pretty stupid luck there in all honesty. But yeah, for whatever reason, all these super rare drops I seem to get tend to be things I'm not even going for, and once again, I guess that's what happened there. And one last thing before we hop into a dungeon here to test the pigment sword. Actually, in the process of me recording this episode, Skyblock released a brand new update and added this new essence shop into the dungeon blacksmith here. And in this essence shop, you can use your undead essence or your wither essence to buy various upgrades. Now, the things you buy with undead essence are only going to upgrade your stats in the catacombs, but the things you buy with wither essence actually upgrade your stats on the entire server. For now, I'm going to hold off on buying anything with wither essence because, for one, I don't have very much, but for two, I want to save all the wither essence I do have for upgrading that spirit scepter when I hopefully do get it. I only need 2 more spirit wings, so hopefully I get lucky with that soon. But as for the undead essence, I think I might actually start using mine on some of the stuff in here. I currently have 4,460 undead essence, which is a decent amount, but if I head over to these chests over here, you'll see I have just a ton of useless dungeon gear sitting around that for some reason I just never got around to salvaging. So I'm gonna go through really quickly, clear out all the stuff I don't need, and then I will update you guys on how much undead essence I have after that. All right, and honestly did not end up gaining that much more undead essence. I'm up to 4,900 now, and after looking through the perks in here, the only thing I really care about right now is getting more of those spirit wings so I can craft a spirit scepter. So I'm just gonna go for the boss luck upgrade. So I can afford boss luck 1, I can afford boss luck 2. All right, and boss luck 3 already cost 10,000 undead essence just to get that. So we're gonna be stopping there for now. But yeah, I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into a dungeon and test out this pigment sword. I'm crossing my fingers that this thing was worth it. All right, guys, so we're in a dungeon now. I'll be testing the pigment sword in a second once we find a boss room. But I totally forgot to mention, they actually reverted those mana regen nerf changes with the essence shop update. So if you look at my mana right now, you'll see I'm regenning like 100 mana every second again, whereas before it was like 10 a second unless you were doing the left click ability to regen it back up faster. But of course they couldn't just revert that change without adding some new nerf to the mage class, so now a bunch of the enemies in dungeons have like magic resistance. So in general I'm going to be doing a lot less damage to the enemies in dungeons. Like I believe ranged enemies now, like the Skeletor here, have like a 20% damage resistance. Yeah, you could see there I was only doing like 50k a hit to that thing, whereas before I think I would do like 80 to 90k. But yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm super happy they reverted the mana regen nerf, because before it was incredibly annoying to constantly be out of mana unless I was just spamming my left click on anything. So yeah. All right, guys, so we got an angry archaeologist room here. I guess I'm gonna go for the pigment sword test. Hopefully this thing is decent. Okay, I'll go ahead, pop it off on there. And let's see, so I gain some extra defense for a short period of time. Holy crap, it is still obliterating me. Okay, so far, not a big fan of the pigment sword. I don't really feel like it's doing too much for me. I feel like most of my damage is still coming from my bonzo staff here. I should be able to put it off again. Let's see. I guess maybe I'm doing more damage while it's active. I know I also gain a little bit of defense, but it is still destroying me even while I have the pigment ability on it. I don't know, man. I mean, I'll keep trying to use it every 5 seconds or so when the cooldown is off of it, but I don't really feel like it's helping me a whole ton. I'll be completely honest with you guys here. Guys, this is like super disappointing. I thought it was gonna be like just not as good as before, but it's really hard for me to find like a good situation to use this, and it's just so awkward to switch to it just to pop the ability off once, you know? I don't know, man. 3 weeks of AFKing for this thing as well. Yeah, I feel like I'm just better off just spamming the bonzo staff and not even using the pigment. That is really, really sad right there. I don't know though, if you guys are still using a pigment sword in your class setup, let me know if you found a way to kind of like effectively use it. For me personally, I felt like I was pretty much having to force myself to use it there. There was no real like benefit to me using it. So yeah, definitely sad about those results right there. Bruh, dude, you guys, I actually cannot make this stuff up. This is the same run. I don't know how to prove it. I guess maybe you can look at the Skyblock day and time and the people who are in the dungeon run. But we just finished this, and first run with the new like 3% only extra boss luck, I think, I pull a spirit wing. What is my life, dude? That is actually insane. Holy crap, yes. Let's go. Purchase that thing up, boys. We only need 1 more spirit wing to get the scepter now. That is super hype. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Okay, so in light of the pigment basically being an epic failure, we're going to do some more experiments that will maybe have some more positive results. The first one of these is something that was actually brought up during one of my streams, and that is somebody, and actually a few people in chat, argued with me that an epic Dreadlord sword is a better mage weapon than a bonzo staff. So as you can see here, I already have a 5-starred epic Dreadlord sword reforged to heroic to give me the most intelligence. It does not have ultimate wise 5 on it, but that shouldn't really be a big deal because you can see by default its mana cost is even cheaper than a bonzo staff with ultimate wise 5 on it. So I hopped into a quick floor 1 here, and I just want to do a comparison of both their left clicks and their right clicks. Now before these testing begin, I should mention the Dreadlord sword has the advantage of its default mana cost being 40% of that of the bonzo staff's default mana cost, so in that category already it has won. Alright, so let's go ahead and start testing. I will start with the right click of the Dreadlord sword. Looks like about 30k there. Let me see if I can get a hit on this. 25k there. I'll get a couple tests since different mobs have different defense, so it's gonna vary. Okay, on the Crypt Lurker right there, it just did 42,000 damage, so about 30 to 40k depending on the defense of the mob. And now with the Bonzo staff on the Zombie Grunt, 55k, so already looks like more than the Dreadlord sword for sure. And on an Undead Skeleton here, 62k. So yeah, I think Bonzo staff definitely right click is gonna do more damage than the Dreadlord sword. And I mean, you can even see right there, it says on the item ability, 20k for the Bonzo staff and 18.7k for the Dreadlord. To be fair, not a huge difference there. And if you were running out of mana, maybe you would want to go with the cheaper alternative, but I'm just going to be basing them purely on damage because I don't really feel like I run out of mana too often, so damage is what's going to matter the most to me. Okay, now for our left click here, it looked like 49k on the Crypt Lurker. Okay, I got to take care of this Angry Archaeologist or he's going to mess my life up. So when we're critting, it seems to be like 60 to 90k. Yeah, 60 to 90k for a crit. All right, now Scared Skeleton, left click with the Dreadlord, 25k crit. Okay, so again, the left click seems much lower on this as well. Now, the Dreadlord sword does have sharpness 5 versus the Bonzo staff smite 6, so obviously that's going to make the Bonzo staff do more damage, but the Dreadlord sword automatically comes with sharpness 5. I didn't put that on there, it just drops like that, so that is just like an inherent disadvantage of it. So yeah, I mean, the Dreadlord's probably a good alternative to the Bonzo staff, but it's definitely a step down. So if you have the choice between the two, Bonzo staff for sure is better than the Epic Dreadlord. Okay, and with that out of the way, there's one more experiment I want to do in terms of the optimal mage setup, and it actually has to do with accessory reforges. So basically, during that same stream where we had the argument of the Epic Dreadlord sword versus the Bonzo staff, there was another argument of the demonic reforge on your accessories versus the bizarre reforge. Now, previously, I had been using a really like scuffed setup of like half bizarre, half demonic because of like some mistakes I made while reforging, but I just went ahead, reforged all my accessories to demonic so we can begin our test here, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, guys, for the sake of this test, I'm only going to be doing the right click just because the left click damage seems to be so inconsistent. I don't even think it's worth testing. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So right click on a Zombie Grunt, 54k damage. Crypt Lurker, 54k damage. Okay, so that makes it pretty easy. With Demonic, I seem to be doing about 54k damage with my right click before we have any blessings that are increasing, you know, like strength or intelligence or something. And I have now switched over the accessories to Bizarre, so let's do the test again. All right, we've got a Crypt Lurker right off the bat. Let me see, 55k. Holy crap, it's almost identical. I want to make sure I'm doing the same mobs too as well, so it's not biased. Yeah, 55k in a Crypt Lurker, 55k in the Zombie Grunt, which that was the mob we did last time. So I guess Bizarre is technically a little bit better, but I mean, it's so narrow that it actually pretty much does not matter which reforge you have. Dude, all these results today have been so lackluster. I keep hoping we're going to have like some crazy result like, wow, Demonic is way better than Bizarre, but honestly, they're like pretty much identical. Maybe if the left click damage wasn't so unreliable and I was able to test that, we would see that Demonic has a pretty big advantage there, since Bizarre gives you, I think, negative crit damage and Demonic obviously doesn't. But the left click damage is just way too all over the place for me to even attempt that. Okay, and for the final thing in today's episode, gonna go ahead and give you guys a bit of an island update because as you can see, I have made some renovations. So because I now have this, well, somewhat useless pigment sword, there was no more need to have the pig minions up, so I decided to switch them. And I went with some clay and lapis minions here because they accomplish the two current goals I have on this profile. The first goal, of course, pertains to the spirit wings and the spirit scepter because part of the crafting recipe for the spirit scepter, which I think I showed you guys last episode, is 6 enchanted lapis blocks. At the moment, I believe I have 0 of those, so yeah, I think that explains why I have some lapis minions up. Now, as for the clay minions, they accomplish a little bit of a different goal. If I show you guys my current bank balance, we're looking a little bit low after buying that last spirit wing for 2 mil. And obviously, I could always just farm more cane to get some money, but I figured clay minions are some really easy passive money if you have diamond spreading on them, so, you know, might as well just throw some up since I don't really have any other needs for minions at the moment. Obviously, I would prefer to have snow minions up over these guys because snow minions just make more money selling to the NPC, but I just somehow keep missing the Jerry events, but I promise, eventually I will get to one of those, we will get some red gifts, and we will get some snow minions. But yeah, that pretty much is all I have for you guys for today's episode, so hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did and have not done so already, make sure you drop a like and subscribe on this video, and also stay tuned to the channel. I may have a pretty exciting and very interesting new series coming up that you will not want to miss, so even more incentive to subscribe there. But yeah, thank you guys once again for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one, hopefully very, very soon. See you guys then. Peace.